Hey, welcome to the channel. My name's Alan Sams. I guess it was probably about a year and a half ago that Epiphone and the Gibson Custom Shop, they collaborated to put out the Epiphone 1959 Les Paul reissue. Those were really popular guitars. I actually reviewed a couple of them on my channel. Very well, very high appointed, very well made guitars that were kind of at the high end of Epiphone's price point, as you would expect. You fast forward now to just before Christmas of this past year, and Epiphone worked with Gibson, and in my opinion, kind of quietly released this bad boy. And this is the 1961 Les Paul SG Standard. Okay. And that's right, it does say Les Paul on the bell. If you don't know the story, basically the way it worked was, in the early 60s, the Les Paul as we know it, single cut guitar, was not doing well. It wasn't selling, it wasn't very popular, and so Gibson actually decided to discontinue it. And they put the Les Paul name on the SG guitar, which was actually built to replace that guitar. And the story goes that Les Paul didn't like the guitars and asked to have his name removed from it, and they did, and they just left a Gibson SG, and which the SG just stands for solid guitar. Anyway, this guitar is crafted after that and kind of meant to be a reissue, and it has some really nice specs on it. So let's get into that real quick here. So you've got a mahogany body, solid mahogany body. It's actually a two-piece body. If you look at it in the right light there, you can actually see some flaming that's going through here, and that's not a veneer. That's the real deal. That's the real wood here. It's got like a it's like a satin gloss finish on the guitar. This is the cherry one, obviously, so it doesn't feel real sticky. The back of the neck doesn't feel sticky either. So, like I said, you have solid mahogany body. You've got a one-piece neck, no scarf joints. You've got a 12-inch radius fretboard that is Indian laurel. Now, I mean, I do wish they would use rosewood on these guitars now, but I get it. This is a nice dark piece of Indian laurel, so I think it looks fine. It looks great, actually. You've got a Graphtec nut. The neck is bound. You've got 22 medium jumbo frets with the pearloid trapezoid inlays in the neck. So I think it's just, it's definitely, I think it's definitely a sharp looking guitar. But probably the biggest star of the show when it comes to these guitars is the actual electronics. And that's because these are all Gibson pieces. You've got a BurstBucker, Gibson BurstBucker and 2 in the neck and a BurstBucker 3 in the bridge. You have 2-volume, 2-tone, and these are actually CTS pots with 50s wiring. You've got a Mallory capacitor in here, Switchcraft 3-way switch with the Switchcraft input jack as well. You've got a Tune-o-matic bridge with a stop bar tailpiece. Sorry. So that's pretty much the specs. Let's take a listen to it. I'll do some. So the whole reason why I ended up buying this guitar is because I was in the market for an SG, and I was looking at a Gibson Les Paul or Gibson SG Standard, and I was looking at the tributes, and the Standard, the Gibson SG Standard, is now pushing $1,700 in the United States, and the tribute is right around $1,200. And the thing that's always bothered me with that is the fact that both of those guitars have the exact same, both have the same pickups, the 490R in the neck and a 498T in the bridge, and the the 490 series of pickups. Those are nice pickups, but they're really hot, and they're not something that really is going to always suit the kind of music I play. I started to read more about this guitar. I had heard about it, and with the Gibson BurstBucker pickups, which are more of a real PAF sound, classic sound, I just felt like this would be the better option for me. And you got to be honest with you, so far I have not been disappointed at all. This is a really, really well done guitar. It comes with the case, hard shell case, and it's this guitar in the U.S. right now is retailing at $849, and so I mean it's a considerable savings as to buying, the Gibson Standard SG, which was going to, it's, like I said, it's pushing $1,700. Anyway, guys, listen, I hope this gives you some insight into the Epiphone Les Paul SG 1961 Standard reissue. Fantastic guitar. They're starting to come back into stock now, so you shouldn't have any kind of problems finding one if you so desire. I did notice that Epiphone does not have these guitars on their website right now, and so I'm not sure if that means they're getting, because these are a limited run. I don't know if that means they're getting ready to stop producing them. Anyway, till next time, take care.